Hello, good morning, and welcome to the first edition of Katha Petti. I'm so excited to be doing this. My dice has told me what I can do. So I've thrown two for the first time, which means that I can have two characters in my story, which are two main characters. And I have thrown two the second time again, which means that my story has to be a folktale. So here I start my story. Long, long ago, there lived a farmer who lived in a place which was bordering the woods. He farmed for his living and was a very poor man because we know farmers are normally quite poor. And this wasn't very different even when a long, long time ago because they came under people like the kings and the feudal lords and they had to end up paying taxes. So the farmer never had enough, really, just like it is today. Some things don't change, you see. Now, the story of the farmer is interesting because the farmer had many children. Now, can you guess how many children the farmer had? Do you think he had 10 children? No, he didn't. Do you think he had 8 children? Well, yes, he had 8 daughters. But the farmer also had a very sad thing going on in his life. After his wife had given birth to his daughters, his wife died. So now the poor farmer was left all alone to be tending for his children and tending his land. He had nobody to help him. But the farmer was a very loving and giving man. He tried very hard to make the lives of his children comfortable. Though they were poor, they were a happy family. But one day the farmer thought that I have so little, maybe I should try and work a little harder. So maybe do a little beyond farming. Maybe I should go into the forest and collect some berries and fruits and try selling them in the market. Now, you know, the farmer lived in a land which was very close to the woods. So the farmer walked up into the woods one day with his bags and decided that he's going to collect a lot of fruits. So as he walked in, the forest was full of fruit-laden trees. So he went and then he plucked some jamuns and he plucked some mangoes and he plucked some chiku and he filled it all in his bag and he was a very happy man and he said, oh brilliant, I'm going to go to the market and sell this and I'm going to buy my children the toys and the new clothes that they've asked for and we're going to buy some very special things to eat like maybe some jalebis from the market. Now as the farmer was walking out of the forest, a few cows came to him and so did a few goat and a few sheep. And they told the farmer, oh dear farmer, we are so hungry. We've not had anything to eat in a few days. Can you give us some of the fruits that you've collected? We assume you have fruits in your bag. Is that fruits you're carrying? So the farmer said, yes, but I've collected this for my children, you see, because I'm going to go and sell them in the market and buy my children something interesting to eat and some new clothes. But you can have some. I can share some with you. So the farmer shared the fruits that he'd collected. But by the end of it, the animals were so hungry that they'd eaten up all his fruits. Now the farmer was shocked and also sad and he was feeling terrible because his bag was empty and he had wasted an entire day in the forest while he could have worked in the field maybe. And now he had nothing to show for his work and nor did he have any money. So he went back home and told his 8 daughters, oh little girls, today I have not brought anything for you to eat and we'll have to go to bed hungry. The children cried a little bit and they said, oh, we are hungry. And they wailed and moaned and said, oh, Dada, we are so hungry. Oh, Father, please give us something to eat. And the farmer felt very, very, very bad. And he thought he was very foolish for having gone into the forest. And he apologized to his children. And then they all went to bed hungry that night. Then the next day, the farmer said that it was not such a bad idea to go to the forest and collect fruits because the forest is really full of fruit-laden trees. So maybe I can go back to the forest and collect some more fruits. But this time I will not share my fruits with anyone. So then he went the next day. He took his bags. And in fact, he took 2 bags this time. And he went back and he collected 2 bags full of fruits. And then as he was walking back, again the animals came. And now they came with their little ones. So the mother cow said that, oh, you know, farmer, we were telling our children about how we met such a kind farmer and he gave us all his fruits and now we feel so good and we feel so energetic. Now our children are also very hungry. Can you give them some fruits? So did the sheep say the same thing and the goat said the same thing and they'd also brought other animals like dogs and cats with them. And they were all hungry and they brought their little ones too. So the farmer was, like I said, a man who had a big heart. So he said, okay, fine, you all can have the fruits. And so the animals ate the fruits and then again he was left with nothing to take back home. So then he went back home, by which time it was dusk, and he told his children, "I'm so sorry, my children, but this is what happened to me in the forest today. I'd collected a whole load of fruits and was intending to take it to the market. But then, these animals came and I felt so sad because these animals actually, look at the cows, they help me in the fields. Look at the sheep, they give us wool. Look at the goats, they give us milk. And look at the dogs, they guard our house. So how could I not give them food?" So then the children said, "It's okay, father. I'm sure you'll find some way tomorrow." And then the farmer said, "Okay, tomorrow I'm going to go back into the forest and I am going to make sure that I do not share any of my food with anybody." So he goes back into the forest on the third day with his bag, and this time he takes 3 bags. He works very hard. He climbs up the trees tall and high, and he climbs up, 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 and collects a whole load of fruits and puts them in his bags. And then he's walking out of the forest. And as he's walking out of the forest, he sees a beautifully dressed woman. Yeah, and as he stands there spellbound looking at her, he's wondering, "Oh no, is she going to ask me to share my fruits with her?" So he just stands there and looks at her and doesn't smile, because she's so dazzlingly beautiful. And then he begins to see that she looks very magical too, because her feet are not touching the ground. So the farmer stands there and realizes that he has met the goddess of the forest. And he bows down before her and falls on his feet, and he says, "Oh goddess, I'm so glad you have come and shown me a sight of you. You look so beautiful. My daughters are very hungry. Please let me go out of the forest and sell these fruits and make some money for them to buy them some stuff to eat." The goddess doesn't say a thing. She just stands there. She's like a divine vision. For some time, the farmer even begins to think that he's dreaming, because the goddess doesn't say anything. She's just a presence. And then the goddess just disappears. But in her place, the farmer finds a chest. And it's a blue colored chest with beautiful paintings on it. And the farmer for some time, he's worried as to should he go and open the chest. And when the farmer goes and opens the box, he musters up some courage, walks up to the box, and then he opens it. And as he opens the box, he sees that the box is full of gold coins. And he is so thrilled and excited, but he's such an honest man that he's wondering if somebody has just left it there, and does he even have the right to take this box? But then a booming voice comes from the back and fills up the entire forest. It says, "Farmer, you are a kind and gentle man. You take care of your children with no help. Your poverty has not made you mean or wicked. You share everything that you get. Just like you share the crops that you sow with the world around you. You are even willing to share the stuff that you collect to make your own living. I am so proud of you. May they be more like you, farmer. I am the goddess of this earth, and I want you to have this box full of gold coins. Build a nice home, send your children to school, buy them some lovely clothes, buy them toys, save some money, use it wisely, and remember that you are going to be a rich man, but may you never forget that honesty and kindness and the ability to share what you have are the most important traits, and that is what actually makes you rich." And after that, the farmer went back to his house, showed his daughters what happened, told them the story of how he saw a vision of the goddess of the earth, and and the daughters were so thrilled to hear this. And then the farmer went into the forest, went back to the market and bought some stuff for his home. And then the story of the farmer changed, and he had a comfortable life. But the one thing the farmer remembered all his life was to never ever become an unsharing and selfish person. He continued to remain a kind and giving person all his life. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this story. I will do an analysis of this story once I hear it myself. This was very impromptu. Thank you for hearing Kathha Petti.